Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another full body workout. And slowly but surely rehabbing that back pull. So did front squats today, and actually the first set with 225 was completely pain-free. The second set was not. Started getting some cramping in the left side of my spinal erector on the second set. So maybe we'll look at the footage and see what happened there. But that's what I'm going to have to do for now, guys. I'm just going to have to work on these front squats and just keep a nice light load on my back, keep training my abs, doing stretches and everything, and let it heal up. But we don't quit training. The worst thing, again, I'm going to state the very worst thing you can do with any sort of back pull, and this is multiple experts are saying this, is to stop training. And that's coming from, again, MDs and stuff who actually do lift weights are like, no, 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 you do not quit. You need to be aware of what's going on. And again, in this case, it very much seems to be muscular and not disc. So that's a good thing. That means I can rehab it. But it is going to make me rethink for a little bit what I'm doing with squatting, and not necessarily so much the squatting is back squatting for a while, and maybe just stick to the front squat, because deadlifts don't aggravate my back ever. And you know, and it's arguable, as some people have pointed out, that it may not even be my training that has really caused it. It's the fact that I'm older. You can sleep wrong on it. One time I am in my 40s. So something as simple as sleeping wrong on your back can be a problem. But in the meantime, I want to go ahead and eliminate any possibility of my squatting causing it. So we're going to just tighten up this technique with the front squats. And I figure by the time I'm good and strong on the front squats, I can rotate back squats back in eventually. But I can base build and retain muscle while cutting and everything else on the front squat. Also, for those curious, I haven't lost any weight since I pulled it, and it's mainly because I'm not burning as many calories with the extra leg training, so I'm not doing as much squatting, and I'm not as worried about trying to drop weight just for now, because I do have a minor injury that I do need to heal, and I don't want to drop 2-3 pounds a week while that's happening. What is that going to do for the DEXA scan coming up? I don't know. We'll see. Again, I'm not that worried about it because I know I've lost substantial body fat, and I'm not far from my goal for the year. Obviously, I'm still a good ways off from my longer term goal for next year, but the goals and the numbers set for this year, I don't think I'm going to be that far off the mark from it. But I don't want to end up losing a bunch of leg muscle because I keep cutting really hard with an injury that's reducing my ability to train my lower body. I don't think that's wise. I don't think that's wise for recovery. So that's fine. I may just maintain for just a few weeks. And I actually gained 2 to 3 pounds immediately because I kind of came out of a deficit, and that's normal, and I've stayed there. So I pretty much weighed within the same weight for a week straight. I've been sitting around 212-ish instead of like 209, which is a low point I was at for that photo update. And, you know, we'll get under 200 next year. Like I said, I may drop as low as 190. So we're going to keep it going, though. Keeping in mind, guys, I was up at 255 earlier this year. But yeah, I feel good about staying with the diet. I think everything's good. I'm happy with that. So again, baby steps. Do it all in baby steps. And I think, like I said, in the meantime, I'm really going to start specializing in the press. I really love the press. I think it is one of the most amazing exercises. And I think I'm going to specialize in it for a little while. And like I said, once I'm able to front squat again, I'll work deadlifts back in, do that hook grip. And I think from this point forward, I really want to just push the press and the deadlift really, really hard. I'm obviously going to keep front squatting. I'm going to keep putting a focus on the closed grip bench, pull-ups, all of that good stuff. That's all going to be in there. I'm going to train it. But I think I want to prioritize these other lifts. I think I really do, because I think you get a lot of bang for your buck out of them, mainly because I just love the deadlift. It's my favorite lift. And I do want to get my deadlift up super strong again. I think having a really good deadlift once I get under 200 is the way to go. I think that's always solid. If you can start hitting triple your body weight on a deadlift in your middle age, I don't think anyone can hate on that, right? And nobody can hate on that. Well, they can try, but that's what I'm going to try to reach for. So I think I want to put some effort into that, and definitely keep focusing on that press, because I put a lot of focus in it earlier this year, got it up to over to 225 plus regularly, and then started cutting harder and then backed off of it a little bit. But I want to ease back into it because, you know, I did put a lot of effort into that lift, and I really like the lift, and I feel like it will put muscle in the right spots as I continue to trim down. But the benching went pretty good today. But yeah, I did have to stop on that second set with 225. I did start get cramping. The first set was completely pain-free. So I'm like, hey, let me do another set. But I'm like, do I increase weight or stick with that? It's like, no, we're going to ease into that gradually. We're going to do what I am physically capable of within my pain threshold and take it one training session at a time. Pull-ups were good today too. Happy with those. Got my 3x5 with my plate. And again, the dead hang is critical. I mean, there's a point to where people are like, you know, if you didn't do that dead hang, you could probably do more weight. Yeah, I probably could. But it doesn't mean I'm going to get better stimulation. That dead hang is what gives a lot of the benefit that I want out of the pull-up. It's giving me a lot of that benefit I want, such as, again, the long head of the tricep, the upper chest, all of those things. That's important, getting that full range of motion there. So yeah, I definitely want to get that stretch at the bottom on every single rep. And does that limit the number of reps I could do or the weight I can use? Yeah, but it's okay, because at this point it's about building strength, not demonstrating it. You guys need to remember that difference when it comes to training. It's one thing to come in and show off, okay? Like you're just going to put a peak setup once a month of something on the internet, and you go all out and maybe you do a little bit of cheating so that you can lift more weight. That's fine, because you're demonstrating strength. I'm filming all of my regular training, guys. This is where you build strength. It's not about, oh, can I try to put a second plate on and maybe get some reps with it? You know, can I cheat a little bit? Can I just not lock my elbows at the bottom and get another 20 pounds? You know, that's fine when you're showing off for the camera. That's not how you build strength. And you need to remember that a whole lot of channels out there, they're not showing you every single workout they do. You don't see every work set they do. You don't see what they do day in, day out. They a lot of times show you just what they want to show off. Well, that's not how they got where they are. They didn't get where they are by doing the show-off lifts. They got where they are by the hard work, the pause work, the lighter work, all the sub-maximal training that they did using the full range of motion and all their volume and everything else. That's how they got where they are. You have to remember that. And sometimes that means you're going to have to put 20, 30 less pounds on. And that's fine, because you're getting better stimulation. You're getting more strength, more muscle mass out of it. And that's the whole point. And sometimes when it comes to strength building, you really have to check your ego at the door. You save your ego for a competition. You save your ego for a display of strength. This is about building strength. It's about building strength. So all of these sets went good. As normal, though, that last one is challenging. And I always try to get a slower eccentric on the very, very last rep there, just to get that last little bit so that I know I've pretty well reached muscle failure. So that, again, I've stimulated maximum growth, because I'm really only doing one real lift for that area, for like a pull like that. So I want to get the most out of it. And then we get to the press. Today I didn't do a 5x5. I did a 3x5. And then I decided to go a little heavier and see what I could get. How many reps with 185 after being fatigued from 3 work sets. So the first 3, these went really good. Like, it was actually fairly light. I felt like I left a rep in the tank easily on every set, you know, until I got up to that 185. You know, then I got to that 185 and I got 3 good reps. The third one was challenging, and that fourth one, I took a breather, took a deep breath, and I couldn't block it. So doing the press from a dead stop, from a pause on the chest, I can only do a triple right now with 185 after doing the other work set. Now, fresh, if I didn't bench first and I didn't do 3 other heavy work sets first, who knows? Who knows? Maybe I could have got another rep or 2. But again, comes back to the point, we're building strength. And what I wanted to do, just to make sure that I'm continuing to build strength to go with all this volume, because I am doing more volume on this lift, right? I'm doing more total sets per week on this than my other lifts. It is getting a priority in my training. It is important that I come in and do a relatively heavy set every now and then to make sure that I'm also building the neuromuscular efficiency and getting used to a heavy weight. So again, I am working some of those in. So I'm doing some of the days where I'm going to come in and do a little heavier. I'm going to have some days where I come in and do an AMRAP. Like I did on Monday, I did an AMRAP set after my 5x5. So today I did a 3x5, and then I did a heavy set just to kind of, again, put a little more poundage on the bar. And like I said, I'm okay with that. To be fatigued and be the very last thing in my workout, I'm okay with a triple with 185. If this was fresh, anything less than 5 reps would be disappointing. But considering where it was in the training today, I'm actually quite happy with that. And I feel like I almost should have got the 4th rep. When we watch it here, if you watch it, it's like when I get to that sticking point above the head, it's like if I had just had it maybe an inch in a different path, I might have gotten that, but I didn't. So it just is what it is, guys. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.